how did Naughty Dog come up with a creature as hideous as the Rat King? In The Last of Us 2, a terrifying monster attacks Abby as she's in the back of an ambulance searching for medical supplies to save Lev's sister. Now, I'm not sure how everybody else felt seeing the Rat King for the first time, but I know me personally, there can only be one way for me to describe how it felt, and that's this face right here. It was just an utter moment. I didn't honestly know how to react. My brain could not comprehend at the creature that I was looking at, and then having to run from it, and then having to turn around and end up fighting the thing was so incredibly daunting and terrifying that my nerves were cranked up to 1,000. I'm Inverted, also known as Inverted Gamer, and I think you guys are really going to like the story that we are covering today. And if by some chance you guys aren't already subscribed to Gamers Forecast, here's your shining moment, my friends. Go ahead and just hit that little red subscribe button for me. Anthony Newman, the game's co-director, said the idea for fusion creatures was already in development before The Last of Us was even being finished. Developers had already had an idea for conjoined infected, but just weren't quite sure how they wanted to implement it into the game. But make no mistake, that idea was very, very appealing.
What's Owen's plan once Mel gets that arm off?
When the second installment was released and Abby was gonna be a playable character, that was a green light to go ahead and find a place for a creature such as this. According to co-director Kurt Marganow, it seemed like the perfect place for the Rat King. She's gone through all of these trials, overcoming her fear of heights, climbing to the sky bridge, fighting through hordes and hordes of infected on the way down, and coming out the other side thinking the worst was over, only to be thrown right into this nightmare boss fight.
That's the path we would have taken.
The stage was set, and all that was left was to give this creature its horrifying face, terror-inducing sounds, and an appearance worthy of some of the best horror movies out there. When it came to the creature's sounds, sound designer Anthony Jimenez told Games Radar that he first finished working on all the sounds attributed to the other infected before turning to the mammoth monster. Why? Because he used all of those already created sounds to create the ones made by this atrocity. As for movement, Jeremy Yates, the animation director, had to imagine how a monster made up of multiple bodies would move. I imagine it's a coordinated chaos of movements, similar to conjoined twins. They're independent, but must learn to coordinate their movement and work together. If you're gonna create this kind of nightmare, you want its in-game appearance to be up to par. The original idea was to do kind of a jump scare, but according to Jeremy Yates, that didn't seem to fit with the monster that they had planned. They wanted players to get a sense of what was coming for them, to feel it before they saw it. So once they had the concept down, it was now time to make the Rat King come to life, to bring it into what we see in the game. They needed a studio, as well as 3 extremely robust actors and stunt people, all tied together and surrounded by an immense metal cage on wheels, all with the dimensions of the imagined creature. It was a nightmare to bring together, ironically, and a work of art. The visuals are unmatched, and the movement follows in that same path. And the setting is just claustrophobic enough to set up an epic battle. Everything was ready for the birth of an historic enemy much stronger than your average clicker. That's when the team started thinking about the second combat phase, in which a kind of super stalker manages to detach himself from the monster known as the Rat King and restart the already mentally exhausting battle. They wanted the second installation to be completely different from the first. Although the monster is the same size as Abby, it's no less dangerous. After a game of cat and mouse ring around the rosy, Abby manages to finally finish off the last of this monstrous masterpiece. Our protagonist has nothing left to do but make her way out of this nightmare. There's no way of knowing if the Rat King was a one-time appearance or if there might be more in this decaying world left to uncover. We're just hoping Naughty Dogs doesn't take things much further in the next game, because our poor little hearts might not survive the shock. So that's gonna do it here for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy and possibly learn a few new things about The Last of Us 2, and more particular about the Rat King. If you guys haven't already liked the video, now's your chance. And if for some reason you guys watch this video and aren't subscribed to Gamers Forecast, I'm gonna give you another chance to do it. I'm Inverted. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me to deliver you guys this news, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Later, gamers.
Spores. Masks on. I don't have one. Do you guys not believe in gas masks? We were on the run. Let me see what I can find.